So you're taking a look at our 8-quart pressure cooker. That's what we're offering to you now. It's item number 112207. It is our 13-function 8-quart electronic pressure cooker. It retails for $149.95. We have it at $129.90. You just saw that big blue banner pop up. That means it's a big customer pick. You voted for it. It is available with free shipping and handling and 4 flexible payments of $32.48. Mark Gill is joining us. He happens to be one of our kitchen experts. I've let the cat out of the bag, and I've told everyone, Elite as a brand.
Yep.
And we sell of every kitchen appliance at HSN.
That's it.
Pressure cookers are the number one sold kitchen appliance at HSN, to the tune of hundreds of thousands.
Yep. And of those pressure cookers,
number
that's
one.
it right here.
People like the Elite. Why?
Well, you know what? Over the next few minutes here, you're going to hear us use words like fantastic, fast, easy, convenient. They're not our words. They're your words. Go on hsn.com and look at one of the 385 reviews that makes it a customer pick, 4.4 star, and you're going to hear some great things about this particular unit. It's our 8-quart. It's our 13-function. And one of the #1 things that people love about this is its 8-quart capacity. Now, if you're having trouble wrapping your noodle around what 8 quarts means, how about this? How about ribs? How about 15 pounds of ribs? How about 15 pounds of fall off the bone, baby back, you gotta be kidding me ribs? And I'll tell you something, I'm a grill guy, you know it.
Yeah.
So when I hear fall off the bone ribs, I hear 6 hours, I hear 8 hours, I hear 12 hours, I hear all weekend. You know what I never hear? I never hear 35 minutes. After this machine comes up under pressure, 35 minutes for some of the best ribs you've ever had. Now, Marlo, this is not your grandma's pressure cooker. There's 7 built-in safety features, and here's the first one that I'm going to show you. That lid is completely removable. So when it comes time to get at your food, you don't want to burn yourself getting in there. You don't have to worry about it. Now, I said fall off the bone, didn't I? I wasn't kidding. Let's have a look here. Fall off the bone, I mean, that's as good as it gets. There isn't a dog in the country that can get a bone that clean. I'm going to pull one of these out again because you got to see this. The only hard part about doing your ribs in your brand new pressure cooker is getting them out of your brand new pressure cooker, because these are ready, and you can see this. Watch this happen. These are just going to shred. They're going to fall apart. This is as good as ribs get.
If you need to, though, that the unit in the inside could actually come out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you know what, dramatic, is that what this is? We're going for drama here.
Well, yeah, a little bit. But that's okay.
That's okay.
But that's okay. They look delicious.
Well, and have a look here. Hit it with some Kraft barbecue sauce, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my tongs, and you got to see this. This is fall off the bone. This is what it's all about right here. And you know, while I'm standing out in front here, another thing that you're going to see, that you're going to read on the reviews, is how easy this machine is to use. You know, we've had our 8-quart here for a long time. It had 8 functions. It was fantastic. It was simple to use. Well, what we did was we took the best and we made it better. And here's what I mean. Have a look on the front here. Have a look at this digital brain. This has 13 functions for you to use. We're going to cover the gamut of everything you're going to put in here. Let me show you what I mean, okay? You've got a reheat function. Unheard of in a pressure cooker. Why take a great meal and ruin it the next day in a microwave? What, are you kidding? You've got a setting for beans, and notice how that says 14 minutes? It doesn't spell out overnight. It says 14 minutes for beans and lentils.
And I like that it already tells you the time.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't have to rely on my guide.
You know, sometimes everything's in the manual, so I like that I don't have to go to my manual and go, okay, how many minutes for
How many minutes for this?
It already knows it in the inside.
Exactly, and have a look. You have 3 separate settings for rice. You know, you can go buy a pressure-based rice cooking system. It's $125 and up.
It's true.
You know what else it does? Nothing.
Nothing.
That's one of the functions built into this. You've got settings for stew, poultry, pork, ribs, soup, beef, potatoes, desserts, vegetables, fish.
That's why, no, all kidding aside, because I do sell every other brand pressure cooker that we sell at HSN, and they're all wonderful. But the truth is that the reason why people like the Elite, and why it is #1, I'm not kidding you there, it is #1, is because of what Mark just showed you. You don't have to think about anything. Maybe you've never used a darn pressure cooker in your life. You've seen them. Maybe your grandmother had one or great-grandmother. You've never used one, and you're like, where do I start? Where do I begin? You don't need to know anything. If it's beans you're putting in here, you go over to the digital chart and you put beans. If it's poultry, you put poultry. It knows the time. It knows what to do. So you really set it, forget it, and what you end up with is truly delicious foods.
Right. And
That's why the big comeback of pressure cookers is huge now.
You know what? You're not sacrificing anything to get that speed. And when I say speed, we're talking up to 80% less cooking time. Now, let's talk about that uh-oh moment. You know, another thing that people talk about on the customer reviews about how this machine changes their life in the kitchen is how you can cook from frozen. No more worrying about whether or not you took something out the night before. So watch this. You have a built-in browning feature. That means that you can saute and sear your meat, or you can go ahead, you can hear that, you can go ahead and you can saute and soften up your vegetables before you put anything in. So listen, you get home from a long, hard day, you forgot to take something out of the freezer, go ahead, look in the fridge. You got some onions, you got some peppers, you got some mushrooms, go ahead and throw it in there. I'm going to grab some chicken, and this isn't just any chicken. That is frozen chicken. That's not just frozen. That's penguin butt cold. That's an official term now, all right? We're going to throw all that in there. This
oh my gosh, that's stuck to the plate.
Really cold. That's how cold this is it is stuck to the plate. We're going to pop that in. I'm going to wipe my hands off. Now, here's how a pressure cooker works, all right? The technology that a pressure cooker is based on is the fact that you put liquid in it. So go ahead and grab some stock, some water. We're going to use some marinara. And Marlo, here's what happens. When I close this lid, that pressure is going to build up. It's going to take all of the spice, all of the flavor. It's going to take whatever you put in there, and it's going to drive it back into the fiber of the food. And while I've got the lid closed on here, here's the biggest point that I want to make to this pressure cooker for anybody that's out there that's always wanted one, has been always worried about the lid, always remembered grandma's pressure cooker. Please pay attention to this part right here. This is the #1 safety feature on our pressure cooker. It's called a floating pressure valve. The second this comes up under pressure, this pin is going to pop. As soon as that happens, it is a physical impossibility for the lid to come off of this machine. It cannot happen. So if you've ever worried about the lids of a pressure cooker, this is your new pressure cooker. Now, right above there's a little knob, and you can see that. Here's Pressure Cooking 101 with the Elite 8-quart pressure cooker. There's a word there that says airtight. There's one on either side that says exhaust. Everybody get your pads and pens out. Airtight means you're cooking. Exhaust means you're eating. So to review, airtight you're cooking, exhaust you're eating. And fellas especially, if you happen to forget that, look, right in front, there's pictures right there. So you can go ahead and know that everything that you put in there is simple and easy. Now,
all right, I want to let everybody know, we only have the red and the blue. The black that you're seeing out here is completely sold out. So your choices are red and blue. Did you also notice free shipping and handling? So with close to 1,000 have been sold. If you'd like to have it, go to the phone lines and order it. It's going to cook your foods faster. No soaking beans. No waiting an hour and a half for dinner. And the reason why you're seeing a lot of chefs use pressure cookers on those competitive shows that are out there, have you noticed that? It's because it locks in the flavor. The #1 reason why chefs love pressure cookers is because all of those flavors, all of those herbs, all of those ingredients are sealed in, and so it just bumps up the taste of your foods. What's not to love?
Well, what's not to love?
Better tasting food and food that's faster on the table, right?
And you know what? You remember what I put in there? I put chicken in. Well, there's a button on front that says chicken. As soon as I pushed it, this machine knew if it was fresh or frozen because there's a temperature sensor.
Wow.
It knew how much it weighed because there's a scale. The digital brain told it how long to cook, and here was your result. You got chicken that was, you know, the taste, flavor, and texture like it's been in a slow cooker all day. But Marlo, here's a point that I want to make before we move on, and everybody's got to hear this. You got a busy family, you got a busy life. Imagine taking chicken from the freezer and having it on the table instead of that pizza or that junk in the freezer in 20 minutes from frozen.
I love it.
That's
Use our Express
outstanding.
Automated Ordering, $32.48 gets us at home. See what hundreds of thousands who have shopped with us at HSN know about the #1. Mark said it earlier. There are over 300 reviews on our website alone just on this brand name. This Elite model is the #1 brand name. So if you've been thinking about it, maybe you've watched the shows over and over. I love cabbage. Ooh, I love
well,
cabbage.
you know what's in the bottom here because St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
That's right.
We've got corned beef and cabbage.
Now,
we got some
that's
carrots
classic.
in there. You got it.
But
Oh, sorry.
corned beef traditionally can take a few hours.
Oh, yes, it can, especially if you want it to fall apart. Listen, when you've
Wow,
got your
look at
pressure cooker,
that.
here's all you have to do. Go ahead and get the corned beef from the store. Ignore the directions on there that tell you you're going to have to waste your Sunday doing it. Pop it in the pressure cooker. Put that little packet of seasoning in there. Set it for, please listen to this, set this for 35 minutes, and you have corned beef and cabbage in 35 minutes instead of all day.
I think I might go home and cook that tonight.
Isn't that incredible?
That's some good stuff. 35 minutes away from a dinner like that. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, look, you've got to help the kids with the homework. You've got chores to do. You've worked all day. It's one pot. It's a one-pot meal, only one pot to clean. But you are going to be able to have incredible foods on your family. And remember, I'm going to ask Mark in a little bit to show us. Look at how much
Look at
in
the
here.
capacity.
Oh my gosh!
And you know, at the same time, you're doing your vegetables, your gravies, your sauces. And you know, Marlo, one of the things that people love about this machine is the versatility of it. Let me tell you what I mean. You know, maybe you're somebody that loves canning and preserving. I know there's lots of people out there that love to do that. Well, you know what? You'll spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and you'll spend a weekend doing it. Did you know there's a page in the book that tells you how to do canning, preserving in your Elite pressure cooker? 388 customer reviews, 4.4-star customer pick because of things like this. Fill the water up to the neckline, set the manual timer for 30 minutes, walk away. So instead of a weekend, 30 minutes. You pick. Weekend, 30 minutes. I don't know what you want to do. I'd rather do it in half an hour.
Call us. A lot of you do own the Elite brand, and you love it. And if you have a moment to stop in to share your great Elite story with us, we'd enjoy chatting with you. We put a clock up. There's 6 minutes remaining in the presentation. We have over 1,000 of these gone and hundreds of you in the ordering process. Free shipping and handling, and $32.48 for our #1 brand. Wow, look at Mark go, guys.
Tell you what, the whole time you were explaining that, I'm piling rice out of here. Remember I said this is a pressure-based rice cooking system?
Look at this.
Well, here's what happens. When you've got steam, everything lumps and clumps. Best 5-star restaurants in the world insist on pressure-based rice cookers. I'm going to tell you why right now. You know what? I don't have time to get it out of here. Watch this. Every grain is separate. No lumps, no clumps, no bumps. That's why the best restaurants in the world insist on those expensive pressure-based rice cookers. It's just one of the functions that is built into your Elite pressure cooker.
What if I'd like to do some of those fancy rices, black rice, brown rice?
You have settings on here for brown, wild, white, and by the way, it knows how long to cook it. Don't worry about it. Remember all the sensors in there. You don't get to be a customer pick with a kitchen appliance at HSN unless you have something that is out of this world, over the top, fantastic. You don't get to have a pressure cooker here unless it's amazing, and you certainly don't get to have the #1 pressure cooker the network's ever seen unless you can do things like this. How about a full seafood and crab bake with mussels, clams, quahogs? We got crab legs in there. I got corn. I got sausage. But here's the magic. I was able to do this as much seafood and crab and clam as you can stuff in here and vegetables, 5 minutes. I'll say it again. 5 minutes from there to the table. You know, my whole family's from PEI. Actually, I have some in the studio with me today. And we have these clam bakes, and they take hours. Giant pots, flame. What are you doing? 5 minutes, a little bit of Old Bay, you're done. That is going to be a crowd favorite.
All right, don't miss it. We do have our counter up. Over 1,065 people and counting have ordered it. Can't go wrong. You've made it a customer pick. You've said it's #1. You've said it's the easiest. A lot of different choices, a lot of different brand names, but you have said Elite is the one that is the easiest. It's temperature sensitive. You don't have to know a thing. That's what I think you guys love this.
Push button, walk away.
You go on, is it poultry? Is it beef? Is it rice? You put it on there, and then it knows what to do from there. It knows how much time. It knows what it weighs. It figures out everything else. And I like that because if you haven't had a lot of experience with the pressure cooker, this is going to give you perfection every single time. Blue is almost sold out. That'll leave us with the red only. If you want the blue, come on in. Remember, black is all gone, but blue and red is all that remains.
Now, I've only got a few minutes. I have 2 great dishes, but I want to remind everybody of the cooking times. We have a great little chart here. Then I'm going to show you my last 2 dishes. Ribs and pork, 30 minutes. You kidding me? Beans, 14 minutes instead of overnight. If you love fresh beans for your chili, get the pressure cooker just for that. You're going to love it. Beef, and I mean roast beef, 26 minutes. Potatoes. Imagine doing your yams at the holiday time in 12 minutes instead of an hour and a half. What? Fish, vegetables and fish, 5 minutes. Poultry in 20. And you know what? Speaking of poultry, you know, you can do so many things because of the capacity with this pressure cooker that you wouldn't normally do in a pressure cooker. How about 2 full 5-pound stuffed chicken? So we're talking a dinner for 8 for less than $20 in less than an hour. So when you get home and you just want that fresh meal for your family, and remember how a pressure cooker works. It takes all the taste and flavor that's in the spice, and it's not just on the top of the chicken. It drives it deep down into the fiber of the food, so even that deepest bite into the white breast meat of the chicken that's usually gummy and tasteless is going to have the same fresh flavor as the outside of your chicken.
I got to chime in just for a moment, and I apologize. With the number of people on the phone line, only 500 of these left. So we didn't anticipate getting close to a sellout, but looks like that's what's going to happen in this show. All of a sudden, at the last minute, everybody started coming in to order. If you want the blue, oh my goodness, please hurry on the blue. It is almost sold out, and then we'll have only the red available for you. But all of a sudden, last minute.
That's what happens with this. Everybody's waiting to see the food.
Lines. Yeah.
They're like, whoa, what's going on? And then the airing's almost over. You know, so many parts of the country right now are still cold. You know it.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean bone-chilling cold, the kind of stuff that takes a hot tub to get rid of. So I'll tell you something. Wouldn't it be nice while you're at work to be able to set your pressure cooker up on an advanced timer so that while you're at work, your pressure cooker will make your favorite batch of chili, your favorite stew, your favorite soup. And I got to tell you something. If you want to do this fresh on a Sunday, it doesn't take all day. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Add 14 if you want to do your own beans. But you can do a full 8 quarts in 10 minutes. And like I said, you can set this up and to happen at work. And here's the, the only thing that I haven't mentioned that's built into the digital brain. If you happen to be running a little bit late, don't worry. Your pressure cooker understands.